Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of We Happy For You, an underrated masterpiece, which I've said it twice now in my previous parts, but I personally think it is, so let's go ahead and just jump into Ollie's playthrough. So Ollie's story starts with a cutscene right after Arthur sets off the power in the military base, and we see that Ollie has actually stolen some things from them. We also find out that Ollie has a daughter named Margaret who he's talking to. However, we find out very quickly that only Ollie can see her because she was actually killed back when all the kids were taken away. Ollie would then have to fight off some head boys to stop them from blowing up the train station. He fails and he has to jump off the roof, and that's why when we return to the train station as Sally, this place is so destroyed. Ollie would then overhear that the head boys have kidnapped one of the home army lads, and when Ollie goes to save him, he is honestly not too happy that it was Ollie who is saving him.
Don't worry, I'm coming to get you.
Wait. Is that Ollie Starkey? Never mind then.
You don't want me to rescue you?
You'll only make it worse. Somehow.
Sorry, laddie, I need your help.
So the soldier tells Ollie how to get into the Victory Memorial Camp, but Ollie will have to get some explosives first so he can blow up some rubble in front of the air raid shelter. He would come across Private Powell, who served with Ollie, and after he is killed, you have to loot the explosives off him. I actually don't know if you can save him every time he has just died for me. After he does that, Ollie goes and talks to General Bing.
The tanks were fake. The German tanks in the camp. Paper mache.
Don't take that tone with me, Sergeant. I'll call the lads.
They must have sent the real ones home after they took the town.
Yes, I don't need a bloody ghost of Christmas past.
Before the train. Tell him.
In 1946. Before they took the children.
I know when they took the children, Ollie.
We could have risen up. We could have saved them. I could have saved my daughter.
Really? Would the good townsfolk of Wellington Wells have followed me into the machine guns? Or would they all have hidden in their basements?
But after the war, you can't keep a secret like that, sir.
Ollie, the safest secret in the world is a secret no one wants to hear.
Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, Ollie, don't you recall? You used to have such a good memory. You typed all my correspondence. When they requisitioned the newspaper and the glue, they needed quite a lot.
You knew?
There's holes in my memory. Like a church made of cheese and all the congregation is mice. They have to know the truth, sir. We have to tell them.
The truth has too terrible a cost. Isn't that the decision we all made? Anyway, I'm out here in the Victory Memorial Camp. You don't think I'm the one who decides these things, do you?
Who's minding the bloody store, then?
The Executive Committee in City Hall. Why don't you drop by for a chat? I'm sure they'd happily listen to the ravings of a mad Scotsman from the Garden District.
They'd listen to you, sir.
They'd tear me apart like starved jackals, and then they'd pop a joy. I think you should visit Sally Boyle.
I don't want to forget.
Really? Because we had this exact conversation a year ago.
Oh, Margaret. I'm sorry. Margaret. Margaret!
Well, an apology makes it all better, doesn't it?
I'll ask Miss Bing.
You will not.
She'll help me.
I'm calling the lads.
Now Ollie decides he needs to go to Mrs. Bing and talk to her. However, you need to go to Apple Tree in order to solve a puzzle for a Bobby, and you make your way to the village and with a honestly pretty cool entrance. And after you arrive to a house,
Ollie, I didn't ask you here, did I? If you take enough joy, sometimes one forgets the silliest things.
People in town are getting a tad bit skinny. I think they're starving to death. And they're painting the streets in fucking rainbows. Have you not noticed?
Have you had your joy, Ollie?
Why are you all wearing those ridiculous new masks?
You should get one. They shape your face into a smile, and when you smile, you can't help being happy.
You were kind to me, even when I got confused. I had no one else to turn to.
Oh, Ollie.
We have to tell people. They need to know the truth.
No, Ollie. People do not need to know the truth. Truth is the enemy of happiness. Isn't that the decision we all made?
Oh, but you know the truth, don't you? There's not a thing I can tell you that you don't already know. Is there?
No. It's better not to know. You, of all people, should understand that.
I'm truly sorry about this, Miss Bing.
Help! There's a downer in my... Is this some sort of silly prank?
When I left the village, I thought you people knew what you were doing. Turns out, well, I've been keeping to myself.
I have a pillbox in my kitchen. Would you mind terribly bringing me my joy?
Oh, no, I can't.
Please, Ollie. You were never cruel.
I'm a soldier, Mom. They teach you to be cruel. I need to see the executive committee.
They won't listen. You'll only upset them, and then they'll take more joy and forget. They don't want the whole truth. No one wants the whole truth.
You know what, Miss Bing? I'll come back. I'll come back when you're in your right mind.
No! You can't, please. I'll take you to the executive committee. I'll walk you there. Anything. Just please give me my joy. I need my joy. Why won't you give me my joy?
Sure, I'll go get it for you right away. Now, where would a woman stash her joy?
I'm afraid joy is after my time.
So Ollie has to get Mrs. Bing a pill bottle of joy, and when he returns, he dumps them out so that Mrs. Bing doesn't forget what Ollie is telling her. Ollie would then have to write some responses to letters, like one from Arthur's co-worker asking for his office, in which you can tell him no and stop asking and get back to work. You would then have to pretend to be the general and answer the door, and afterwards...
So they wouldn't be afraid. But then they had to get on the train. Do you remember how they screamed?
Aye, I remember. All except my daughter.
Your daughter?
Aye, Margaret. Because she was dead. You've got to eat.
I'm gonna throw it right back up.
What was it your dad fed you when you were sick and couldn't eat anything else?
Coffee yogurt.
I'll bring some.
Give me my joy! Why won't you give me my joy?
I'll get you that coffee yogurt.
Why won't you give me my joy? Why won't you give me my joy?
You would then have to make coffee yogurt, something her dad made for her in the past, and after you make it, you have to answer the door dressed as a maid. You have to answer another letter and then have to take out a Bobby. You return to Mrs. Bing and another Bobby shows up and you have to take him out. You would then return one last time to Mrs. Bing to try and reason with her.
The children won't stop screaming.
You have to talk to them. Then they settle down for a bit.
Are you mad?
Aye. We could have saved them, you know. The tanks were made of papier-mâché. Little Artie Hastings tore a hole in one of them.
What could that possibly matter now?
I suppose it doesn't. Except that's just the first lie. Then comes the victory that wasn't, and then the happy pills, and the Simon Says because the kids are all gone. You can paint loaves of bread on the shop windows all you like, but if people don't wake up, we're all going to starve to death.
Please, give me my joy.
Oh, I need you here with me, Mom. Not off in Neverland with Wendy and Peter.
All right. The tanks were paper mache. The children didn't have to get on the train. Poor Margaret Worthing didn't have to die.
Nah, she didn't.
We go to City Hall, back entrance. There's a private elevator. The code is 0126.
The date of the victory.
I'll write you a letter of transit. It won't be enough. People won't face facts. Not until we take their joy. That's what we have to do, Ollie. And when we do that, they'll murder each other in the street.
Then why would you help me?
There hasn't been a baby born in Wellington Wells in 17 years. We don't talk about that.
I'd forgotten that.
Let's go see the executive committee.
Oh! People have to know.
In an hour, you horrible little man. I won't even know you exist.
So Ollie wakes up later, and after getting the letter of transit, he goes and tries to get into the parade.
I'm terribly sorry, sir. The Executive Committee have decided to close the parade to visitors for the duration.
Duration of what?
They neglected to specify, sir. But I have been specifically informed that it is unrelated to the dispersion of plague. So, you may put your mind at ease in that regard.
Then how the fuck am I supposed to get to the parade, you bell-headed turd?
Perhaps you could dig a tunnel, sir. Good luck.
For fuck's sake! He wasn't helping me anyways.
Aren't there already tunnels?
For the train tracks, oh sure, but there's no way past the hatch on the other side. Believe me, I've tried.
Then how does the Mottling get to the village from the mines on Appleholme?
You're right, there must be tunnels. I've no idea where.
Do I have to spell it out for you?
Dr. Faraday! Oh, yes, she designed the Motorlane flow system. Oh, she's got to have the blueprints for the Motorlane tunnels.
Bravo, Ollie. One day you won't need me anymore.
Don't you start talking nonsense, lassie. I'll go see Dr. Faraday.
So you have to go to Dr. Faraday's house to ask for her help, which I do honestly love that in every playthrough you have to go to Dr. Faraday, and every time it's fun going there. You have to go through a checkpoint where you have to play Simon Says, and make sure you have a gas mask, because unlike Arthur and Sally, Joy makes Ollie sick, and it will make him throw up. So you go to her house and you come across Roger and James, and you have to water the plants and capture some bees so they can pollinate some flowers. This part is honestly very annoying and frustrating, but afterwards you get the plans for the modeling pipes. You then have to sneak into the Uncle Jack fan club house and get a float of Uncle Jack's face, and then you are able to sneak into the parade because of the plans that you got. Now, after you get into the parade, you see that plague is just running rampant in the parade, and you make your way to the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, so that way you can get some hydrogen for the float, and then make your way to the Executive Committee, where once you arrive...
What the hell happened here?
Food production.
Good Christ, it's all going down the crapper.
You don't have to talk like that.
Who's in charge here?
You're in luck. It's me today. We rotate the dread responsibility. Do I know you?
So, there's only one of you who doesn't take joy on a day?
I might have had a little.
The tanks in the military camp. Did you know they made of papier-mâché?
Oh, that's terrible. Would you like a joy?
Have you been getting out into the village lately? People are getting a bit slim. And these charts, are we running out of food?
Oh, no, don't look at the charts. They're horrible. Here, let me get you another joy. We've got our own booth.
They're the executive committee?
So, you people are in charge of the whole shebang?
That's us. Ever since the victory. What's wrong with the tanks?
You know what? I've forgotten.
Oh, good. Well, come back if you remember, but with any luck you won't. Be seeing you.
We have to tell people. They need to make a new executive committee.
Absolutely. If they won't heed the loony from the garden district, they're sure to hearken to the dead girl in his head.
They'd listen to Uncle Jack.
You know what that man did.
Everyone listens to him. All day long.
I can't stand his smirking face.
Ollie.
You're right. You're always right. But it's not going to be pretty. If we go upstairs, we're going to make him tell the truth about bloody everything.
So, since the executive committee doesn't seem to be working, Ollie decides the only thing to do now is to go find Uncle Jack so he can tell the world. However, when they arrive, Uncle Jack is gone and everything is destroyed. You start up Jack's last tape and we find out everything.
Let's see what Jack has to say for himself.
I'm sure I had it right here. You know, there are times that you can actually take a little too much joy and, well, then you can't remember where anything is, can you? Ah, yes. Here it is. Mrs. Florence Gilbert of Brougham Hayes is holding an exhibition of her hand-knit dolls. Well, she likes to make dolls from all over the world, all knitted in wool.
It's his last show.
How'd you ken that?
The camera's smashed. They couldn't have shot another.
Do you know who'd have liked that? Margaret. Eh?
Why is he talking about you?
Who's Margaret?
Because I love dolls.
What am I talking about? Who cares about the past? Well, listen, do drop by to see these fabulous dolls at Mrs. Florence Gilbert's.
Poor thing.
Poor thing?
She loved dolls, you know. She had dozens of them. They're from all over. I can assure you that there's absolutely no truth to the silly rumour that the food is running out.
How does he know about your dolls?
However, it is true that there's a brand new flavour of joy. You'd think a 12-year daughter would be over dolls.
His daughter?
Yes, Ollie.
But she'd make these darling little costumes. I knew it was wrong. I mean... Gosh, she was even excited about going to Germany. It was me. I couldn't imagine living without her, so... So I hid her. Someone tipped them off. And she ran.
No, that's not right. It was Jack what turned you in and I what tried to save you.
No, Ollie. You turned me in.
I'm afraid we've come to the end of our time.
But you were my daughter.
Jack Worthing. Margaret
I mean it.
Worthing. You're Ollie Starkey.
No, I couldn't have. I could never have betrayed you. You're my...
Neighbour. I was your neighbour.
How could I? How could I do a thing like that to a little girl? Dear God, I'm sorry, Margaret. I never meant to hurt you.
Well,
It's a bit late for an apology.
What can I do? Tell me.
do you hear me? We've come to the end of our time. The food's run out. We're all going to starve to death. You have to stop taking your joy. Take it from Jack Worthing. That's me.
People have to know
But Jack's your father?
Stop.
that Jack's gone, that the food's run out,
All have to stop.
that they have to stop taking the joy.
Stop it.
You have to broadcast the tape.
Right, I could do that.
But you won't, will you?
So it's revealed that Margaret was actually Jack's daughter all along, that Ollie was the one that made her be spotted and killed, and we also find out that Ollie did know about the tanks all along and chose to do nothing about it. I love that at the end of the tape, it really seems like Uncle Jack is talking to Ollie. So you have to defend the place while the tape plays, and this is honestly a really fun section, and we get to really see Uncle Jack just completely lose it, and the last shot is being Uncle Jack's creepy face right in front of the camera. We go to the roof, and Ollie can finally leave Wellington Wells.
What do we do now?
We say goodbye.
To who?
I'm not really your daughter.
I know that.
And I'm not really here.
But
I'm a lie too.
we've been together so many years.
You don't think having an invisible friend is a wee bit babyish for a man who's been to war?
We can hide in the train station till it all blows over.
Now that you've put that on the telly, I think it's time you put away childish things.
You're right. You're always right. Goodbye, Margaret. Hey! You bastards! Look up! It's Ollie Starkey! Wake up, you damn sheep! I never liked you! Or you! That's right, you as well, pal! It's not a lovely day for it. It's a fucking terrible day for it. Lovely day for fucking what anyway? Fuck the lot of you bastards! I'm going home!
Wonder what's left of Scotland.
So that was Ollie's story, and I honestly love it. I do. His story is the shortest out of both Arthur's and Sally's, which both Arthur's and Sally's are pretty long, but it's still good. However, now time to talk about my biggest issue with Ollie, and that is playing as Ollie. Now, if you were thinking that, like during Arthur and Sally's playthrough, that it didn't have enough combat, well, Ollie is perfect for you because that's basically what his entire playthrough is about. Unlike Arthur and Sally, people do not like Ollie, and there's really only one outfit you can wear throughout the entire playthrough, and that is his army uniform. And this will make people unhappy and even hostile towards you. There's also no perks, so people ignore your annoying habits. So if you run, people become angry and hostile towards you. So be ready to be fighting a lot during Ollie's playthrough. Joy will also make Ollie sick and throw up, so it's best not to take any, unlike Arthur's and Sally's playthrough. Ollie is much more combat oriented, and most of his perks go towards combat. And he can take a lot of hits and do a lot of damage, but he is very slow. And as Ollie, you have to actually take care of like your blood sugar and make sure it doesn't get too high or too low, and you have to like shoot like syringes into yourself like that get your blood sugar up for Ollie. I don't hate playing as Ollie, but it is very annoying and frustrating trying to do anything while everyone's trying to kill you while you're playing as him. But I do honestly like playing as him, but he is my least favorite out of both Arthur and Sally, with Arthur being my favorite, Sally being my second, and then Ollie's being my least favorite. However, this isn't the end of We Happy Few because Compulsion Games released 3 DLCs for this game, and I will be talking about them next time. So see you guys all then for the last part of We Happy Few, an underrated masterpiece. This has been a very long series, but I've loved every bit of it. So see you guys all next time.